down, I don't.
Is Donovan Mitchell a top 5 point guard in the NBA? All time, where does Aaron Rodgers fall in relation to Drew Brees? Will KD win another title being the number one option? The undisputed number one option? Let's find out. Every day, all over the world, millions of people are playing, talking, or debating sports. What if there was a way we could turn the debate into a sport? A competition where two contestants battle, but only one leaves a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, From the Sideline podcast presents The Fade Room. What's up, everybody? Welcome you to a very special night, battle number 2 of The Fade Room. First, I want to introduce the judges. First, we got my boy Trent, From the Sideline panelist, wide receiver, tight end for Houston next year. What's up, Trent? Talk to him.
Nah, what's good? What's good? About to be a good battle. Nasty topics. Can't wait to see it.
Let's go. And then for our second judge, we have the host of From the Sideline, who makes everything possible, my man Troy. What's up, Troy? Say hey to
I didn't save no cats and old ladies from burning buildings this time.
Oh, he saved all the cats and all the old ladies from the burning buildings.
All right, that sounds better. Let's get it. Boowop, Gbaby. Let's have a good fight. All right, let's have a good.
Awesome. And for tonight, I'll be the third judge as well. And then now time for the rules. Go ahead, Troy. Show them the rules. The rules of the Fade Room. You may only speak when it's your possession. Each possession has a 60-second shot clock. Each round consists of 8 minutes plus 60-second closing statements. Each player gets one chance to instantly steal back possession by saying cookies. Each player gets one chance to go no huddle for a 10-second extension by saying Omaha. Judges score every round. The winner will be announced at the end of the show. All right, and then a couple more things. No cursing, no N-bombs, no personal attacks. Now let's just introduce the contestants. So first we have the battle number 1 winner, host of the Keeping It G podcast, the From the Sideline Super Saiyan himself. It's Gbaby. What's up, Gbaby? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good. I'm saying we locked in.
Drop some G's in the chat for G.
Yeah, what I'm saying. All I'm focused on right now is one battle at a time. Hey, Boowop is gonna be a great competitive action. Can't wait to see it. Hey, glad y'all tuning in.
All right, and then we have in the other corner the challenger, reigning from Chicago, sports historian, the Terminator. We got Boowop. How we doing, Boowop?
No talking, man.
Let's go. He is ready. Let's go, man. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. The first topic. Donovan Mitchell. Is he a top 5 shooting guard in the NBA today? We flipped a coin, and Boowop won, and he opted to go second, so Gbaby will be starting off. Gbaby, your time starts now.
Well, Donovan Mitchell, to me, is not a top 5 shooting guard in the league. Just real quick, James Harden, if you want to count him, he's better. Paul George, if you want to count him, he's better. And even if you don't, you got Bradley Beal, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Devin Booker, you got Zach LaVine, and you got C.J. McCollum that are all better than Donovan Mitchell. I understand what Donovan Mitchell's done in his playoffs, and I understand he came out the gate running. Not everybody can be an early bloomer. Sometimes you got late ones. But as currently stated right now, today, Donovan Mitchell, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but Donovan Mitchell ain't the top 5 shooting guard, especially if you count Paul George and James Harden, because they were both listed as shooting guards this year. So if you want to count them in, then he's definitely not top 5.
Did you say Jaylen Brown? A guy that's never been a number 1 option? Come on, man. Stop it. Like, I like Jaylen Brown a lot, but he's not in Donovan category yet. The only person definitively right now that I would say better than Donovan would be Devin Booker. Anybody outside of that simply hasn't done enough. Basically, since his rookie year, Donovan Mitchell has carried the Utah Jazz to the playoffs every year. Like, can you tell me any other number 1 option 2 guard that's done that besides James Harden?
So to answer that, so I'm assuming, just to confirm before I get into it, that you're not counting Paul George as a shooting guard. So I don't go into that bag, right? Boy, are you counting? Yeah, I'm asking, are you counting Paul George as a shooting guard or a small forward? Because I would mention him if you counted him.
That's another person I'll give you. That's about it, though.
Okay, bet. So with that being said, you mentioned, yes, like Donovan Mitchell's came in, and he's the number 1 option on that team. So I can understand your point, but to me, just because you're not a number 1 option doesn't mean you're not a better player. Quick example: Kyrie is technically a second option. He's better than a lot of other first options. So just because to me you are a first option does not mean that you're better. I know you said Devin Booker, you'll understand. I think when you mentioned Jaylen Brown, there was talks where it was like, hey, should they trade Tatum or should they trade Brown? Which one's more valuable? Although I necessarily may not agree with one side or the other, Jaylen Brown is up there. Jaylen Brown is hooping. Like, if Jaylen Brown didn't have Jason Tatum,
10 seconds.
Jaylen Brown would be that guy too. So, like, just because you are a second option
5,
does not necessarily mean
4,
you are better than certain
3,
first options.
2.
Proof is in the pudding. You got to prove that. I mean, it's easier said than done. You can tell me that, oh, well, C.J. McCollum is looking like a better offensive player than Donovan Mitchell, and he might be, but he still hasn't had the impact to a team that Donovan Mitchell. And I will never take a guy that hypothetically looks better than another guy.
Can I confirm what you mean by hypothetically? I just want to make, before I address that, I want to make sure I confirm what you meant by that.
What I mean by that is simple. Like, a guy like Zach LaVine looks like he's a better basketball player than Donovan Mitchell. I mean, but he's not. He's been in the league 8 years. He made the playoffs one time. One unimpressive playoff performance, I might add. So, like, we've seen Donovan Mitchell again. I believe if Donovan Mitchell was on the Bulls, he would carry that team further.
We're at the halfway mark.
So what I will say to that. So yes, Zach LaVine, he did not have a great playoff performance. I can understand your point on that. But if we're going to look at it, like, for at least for me, a playoff performance, like not one, like you like I would understand you if Zach LaVine had multiple years of like not
Cookies.
having.
Let's go, Cookie.
Tell me definitively, who do you think is better than Donovan Mitchell right now?
Definitively, Bradley Beal, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, James Harden, Paul George, CJ McCollum, and Zach LaVine. I don't know if I said Zach LaVine the first time, but those guys.
James Harden. You'll take James Harden right now over Donovan Mitchell. That's what you're telling me.
Yes. He's a better player than Donovan Mitchell right now.
I disagree, but again, I can't give you James Harden. I can't even give you Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, better days are behind him. Like I can't give you him at all. The best I've seen Bradley Beal was as a number 2, truly. Like I've never seen him as a number 1, even remotely looks like something that I would want as a number 1 option. He's just a value. I mean, he's not a value. I don't even want to call him a volume scorer. He's a pretty good scorer, but again, like he has not done anything worth talking about as a number 1 option.
And so you see, going back to that like number 1 or number 2 option thing, my thing with that is like when you look like I don't want to go too much into stat land, but when you look at the stats all across the board, it's all kind of similar. And if you're saying CJ and Bradley Beal and Jaylen Brown, like if they're number 2s and Donovan's a number 1, but everything kind of looks the same across the board. Imagine what they do as number 1s. Imagine if they was on the Jazz and they were the main scoring option. Like this, they're doing this as number 2. CJ's and Bradley Beal's numbers, looking at compared to Donovan Mitchell's, are not far off. And efficiency is close. 3-point percentage. Some of these guys have better. Like if we look at everything across the board, like and all of these guys to me are better defenders for sure. Like no questions asked, they're better defenders. I would say 4 or 5 of them are better playmakers. Maybe not every single one, but 4 or 5 of them are better playmakers. So you look all across the board.
10 seconds, you.
Omaha. So when you look all across the board, like if the stats are close and these are second options, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's crazy to see. Like, well, if they were a first option and if they were just playing with Rudy Gobert, I think they would make the teams better. I think if they were a 1 seed, they wouldn't be looked as pretenders. They would actually be looked at as contenders.
2, 1. Good stuff.
The only person I can tell you truly that's a better defender out of those guys is Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown. Zach LaVine, I don't think he's a better defender than Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to say Donovan is a better defender than him either, but it's no real. They're both average defenders, probably below average. I give you the defense part. Donovan's not great defensively, clearly, but still, again, his impact to his team versus what these guys, I done seen these guys, is just not comparable to me. Like you cannot tell me Donovan Mitchell has not brought more than Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown, and even Devin Booker up until last year. Like he has done more than all of these guys, like as far as carrying
10 seconds
team.
in the round.
So since we're getting into closing arguments, I just want to say that
that's it. Time for closing arguments, and you're gonna get to go first. So you get 60 seconds.
Got you. So when it comes to closing arguments, what I will say, just to wrap everything up, I do believe that I know you said you don't think they're that much better defenders. I think most of these people, like Jaylen Brown, the Zach LaVine, even Bradley Beal, I think they are, even though they may not be great defenders, I would call them like better than Donovan Mitchell, probably by a good margin. Like I don't think it's as close as you say. When you look at the stats, again, not too much stat land, but when you look at the stats all across the board, I think it's very similar. And if you're calling these guys second options, I think if all the stats are similar, Donovan's the first option, all these guys are second. Imagine what they would do the second option. I heard what you said about Zach LaVine. Like I understand it, but also too, like I'm also going to look at team construct, and I would say like the Jazz, considerably compared to everybody else, have had better team constructs than what he had. And I think if you still putting on these numbers, put them on the same situation, I think they would even be better. Like I said, I think you put a CJ there. Look what he made the Pelicans. They were nowhere near the play-in until CJ got there, and then CJ put him up there. So I think these guys are better than Donovan Mitchell.
1.
Look, man, out of all the shooting guards that you name, I only think Booker and possibly Jaylen Brown could go to Utah and have the same type of success that Donovan is having. I don't believe Zach would. I don't believe CJ would. And I definitely don't believe Bradley Beal would either. So I just think Donovan Mitchell, he gets kind of slighted because the Jazz as a whole is an underachieving team. But to me, far as what he brings to the team, I can't say other guys have done more than him. I just truly can't. Not them guys. Like I said, Devin Booker, as of now, as of what he's been doing lately, would make me say that. And James Harden hasn't been James Harden. I really don't even consider James Harden a two guard anymore, to be honest. Like he plays the point guard position. So I definitely, if you're talking Houston James Harden, yeah, but not right now. I would take Donovan.
That's it, Boowop. All right, guys. Awesome round one. We're gonna put a poll in the chat for you guys. So make sure you vote because I do keep track of the fan votes. So we can, keep that as a stat. I'm keeping track of multiple stats. So, but awesome round one, and then we're gonna roll right into round two. So with round two, that means Boowop will be going first. We got a football round, and it's Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees, who falls ahead all time. All right. So, Boowop, your time starts now.
I don't even know how this is really a debate, man. This is Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about 4-time MVP, 10-time Pro Bowler. 4 times he was named clearly the best quarterback in the league. Drew Brees is a great quarterback. And I mean, it's not like a wash or nothing like that. I just think Aaron Rodgers is just clearly better. It's like no discussion.
You got to unmute him.
My fault. I think Drew Brees is better. I think when it comes to them both, like I'm not going to sit here and act like Aaron Rodgers isn't a great quarterback, but Drew Brees, I think he's had less weapons, definitely worse defenses. I know Aaron Rodgers has had some bad ones, but Drew Brees has had some horrendous ones over the years. And I think especially with the weapons he had, like, yeah, he's had, I feel like Drew Brees has more so made more weapons than you get, like made more people. Like he got a 7th round pick balling for them. Only quarterback ever to throw for, or up until Brady this past year, only quarterback to have multiple 5,000-yard passing seasons. I don't think that's a fluke. I don't think that's just something that happens. Like, yeah, you could say he had to throw all the numbers, but he had to do more to overcome his odds. And I feel like when it comes to Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, especially in the playoffs, I feel like Aaron Rodgers has underperformed and not come through for his team a lot more often.
3 seconds.
Than Drew Brees.
1. That's it.
So you said you believe that Drew Brees has. I'm picking off your last statement. You just said Drew Brees. Well, I don't even know what you said, but all I do know is Drew Brees in 20 years made the playoffs 10 times. Aaron Rodgers has made the playoffs 12 times in 14 years. Drew Brees, by the end of 2009, had 17 more interceptions than Aaron Rodgers today. So that means he played 9 more seasons. And right now he has 150 more interceptions than Aaron Rodgers. So in terms of like skill set, it's not even a question. Aaron Rodgers clears this man talent-wise.
10 seconds, Boowop.
Go ahead.
So I hear you on the touchdown interception ratio. I can give that to Rodgers. I understand he doesn't throw a lot of picks. Like I'm with you on that. I'm not necessarily holding that to as high because when I look at it, like, okay, yeah, like I personally feel not every interception is a quarterback interception. You know what I mean? So yeah, like Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown as much. I get you 100%, no questions asked. Like I think that's one of his glaring like positives about him. That's what that touchdown interception ratio people always want to throw to. But also you got to remember too, like when Drew Brees first came into the league, obviously he came in way before Aaron Rodgers did, and then way before Aaron Rodgers even started the game. So naturally he's gonna have that head start with interceptions before Aaron Rodgers even got here. Like I think Drew Brees got drafted in 01 or 02, something like that. So yeah, and he played them a couple of years in San Diego as well. So he's gonna have more interceptions naturally. But I don't
5
necessarily
seconds,
hold
5
that.
Nah, not naturally, G. See, that's where you wrong at. Just because somebody started before you, yeah, you should technically have more everything, touchdowns, etc. But I just gave you Aaron Rodgers' whole career. Like right now, he has 93 career interceptions. Drew Brees, by the time 2009 ended, had 17 more. So that don't explain that. You get what I'm saying? That don't explain that. Again, in his career, Aaron Rodgers has only missed the playoffs 2 times. Drew Brees went on a stretch for 3 years straight where he didn't make the playoffs.
So in those times where what's it called? You said Green Bay didn't make the playoffs. Their defensive ranking was not great at all. And usually when Drew Brees misses the playoffs, his defensive ranking isn't great as all either. Like I said in my opening statement. Yes, there's been years Aaron Rodgers has had bad defenses. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like he wasn't. But Drew Brees has had some of the worst, like horrendous defenses ever, like bottom of the league type stuff. Like
Cookies.
you're never
Do that mean you can't take your team to the playoffs? I ain't asked you to win the championship. That don't mean Drew Brees couldn't got them teams to the playoffs. He could have carried those teams to the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers probably missed those playoffs because he was injured. I got to do my little research on that, but I'm pretty sure if Aaron Rodgers missed the playoffs, it's because he missed a couple of games.
So I have here the year one of the years they missed the playoffs, they went 6-9-1. Their defensive ranking was 22nd in points, 18th in yards. I have another one where they missed in what year is this? 2017. Defensive ranking was 26, points were 22. And then another one in 08. It says I think it was their first year starting 6-10. 6-10 regular season record. Their defensive rating at the time was, let me make sure I get this number right, 22, and they were 20 in yards. You know what I mean? When Drew Brees went 7-9 all them years, with them horrendous defenses, and I'm gonna get to it right now. When he went 7-9 all them years, like he was still like it wasn't it wasn't his fault. He was doing everything he could. That was the thing that was always with Drew Brees. Always with Drew Brees. Because literally the second he got a good defense, didn't miss the playoffs. Didn't miss the play. And two of them losses.
Time. My bad. I didn't give you a warning. I usually
do. Yeah. I hear you, but what are we talking about now? Are we talking about we far as the playoffs, that's we all get that situation. Far as talent, there's no way you can convince anybody.
Cookies. You're muted, G.
So I hear what you're saying. Like I'm really not trying to be nasty, but literally as soon as he got a defense, made the playoffs. The only one I can give you playoffs where Drew Brees probably was like, yeah, bro, you should have did better, was that second one against the Vikings. Every other one, them losses, put in context into it, like them losses were not on Drew at all. I could point to losses Aaron Rodgers had where it was like, no, Aaron Rodgers, you should have played better. You were the reason that this past year alone, I'm like, no, Aaron Rodgers, that was on you. Like, yeah, you could talk about the block punt, whatever the case. Aaron Rodgers was not playing great. Aaron Rodgers was not playing Aaron Rodgers standards. Even Drew Brees' last 2 years, when he was having noodle arm and all that stuff, he was still playing like Drew Brees. He was still doing what he needed to do. Like that Minnesota Miracle, Drew Brees literally led the comeback to take the lead. The Vikings Rams, like that missed pass interference was ridiculous.
3, 2.
Yeah, I hear you. And
15 seconds left of the round. Go ahead.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers have had some games where he could have played better, no doubt. But again, we're talking about through and through skill set. There's no way you're going to convince anybody that Aaron Rodgers is not a clearly 10, more talented quarterback than
9,
Drew Brees.
8.
It's nothing.
7, 6, 5, 4. All right, we'll just end it there. All right, guys, we're gonna throw another poll in. Oh, we're closing statements. My bad. Boowop, go ahead. Closing statement.
Yeah, man. This is, like I said, man. This is not trying to be disrespectful to Drew Brees. I think he's a top 5 quarterback of all time, but I just think Aaron Rodgers is one spot better than him, and that's simple. Like 4 MVPs to 0. Like it's that's right there alone should be enough. I'm just being real. Like that right there alone. If you could tell me Drew Brees got an MVP, I could almost hear it a little bit. Like he's never been the best quarterback in the National Football League ever. Never. Drew Brees has never been the best quarterback in the National Football League.
I disagree. I think first of all, I think Drew Brees is one spot ahead of Aaron Rodgers, but I think there was at least 2, 3, 4 years where you could have said Drew Brees was the best. For sure, the year they won the Super Bowl. I thought he was the better quarterback. The year he broke the record for passing yards, I thought he was the better quarterback. And so you brought up, like, I know he doesn't have MVPs. He should have won 2, but that's neither here nor there. When it comes to MVPs, like, yeah, I mean, if we want to make the comparison, Steve Nash got 2 MVPs. You know what I mean? Like MVPs, like they give it to people, but like not all of them should have happened. Like there's a lot of MVPs they get. Like Matt Ryan has an MVP. You know what I mean? Like Tom Brady got one when Carson Wentz went down last 2 games of the year. So to me, like you could say talent, cool, but just because you are more talented doesn't, to me, make you better or greater in that sense. So that is where, like, yeah, you could say he's more talented, cool, but when you talk about better, greater, you know, for me, Drew Brees exceeds that, and the numbers show.
All right, awesome. So that concludes the second round. We're going to put another poll in the chat. Make sure everybody votes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're just coming in, we did Donovan Mitchell, a top 5 shooting guard, Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees. And then in another minute, we're about to move on to round 3. All right, so awesome, guys. Awesome job.
Am I going first for round 3?
Yeah, so it goes back to Gbaby for round 3. So he'll start and he will end. So for round 3, we have KD. Will KD win another title as the undisputed number 1 option? Gbaby, you're going to be going first. And let me just get that time up. All right, Gbaby, your time starts now.
I believe that the days of Kevin Durant being the undisputed number 1 option and leading a team to a championship are over. He is 33 years old. Not everybody can be LeBron. Not everybody can go 36, 37 and still be that guy. Especially coming after this last playoff loss. I think you could say he has a great team, but I think at this point, KD being the number 1 option, I feel like there are players that have passed him up, especially looking the way that East is. Even if he decides to go to the West still ain't no slouch with all them teams going up there, them up and coming. We talk about all these different teams who, once they get healthy, they're going to be, Nuggets, Pelicans, Clippers. Once they get healthy, they're going to be a problem. I think at this point in time, Kevin Durant cannot be your number 1 option, undisputed number 1 option, and still win a championship.
So will he win another one? Because I can't say he will, but can he be the undisputed player? Yeah, absolutely. That's not even a question to me. I know he gets some slander for the move he went to with Golden State, but to realistically act like you can't be a number 1 option, Kevin Durant, I'm talking like on a championship team, is stupid. Like, yes, he could be a number 1 option. It's no question. If you're trying to tell me right now Kevin Durant can't go to Cleveland and be the best player on that team and that'd be a title contender. Utah, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, he could be the best player on that team and win the title?
No, I don't think he will. I don't think he can go. So just answering your question directly and then expanding off of it, I don't think he could go to Cleveland and win a championship because I think they'll still lose to Miami or Boston or the Bucks. I think they'll still lose to one of those 3 teams. If he goes to the West and to the Jazz, I think he'll still lose to either the Suns or the Warriors, to be honest. And I mean, I don't want to bring my bias into here, but I think the Nuggets healthy can still get him. You know what I mean? So, but I also wanted to elaborate because we talk about undisputed number one option. It's still a debate right now whether KD was a number one option when he went to Golden State. When he went to Golden State, I'm one of those people that believe Steph was still the number one option because without Steph, you can't run the system that they run. The offense still ran through Steph. KD just filled a nice piece. Like KD literally did Harrison Barnes' job to the highest degree.
10
Like that is
seconds.
big.
Cookies.
Look, you don't win back-to-back Finals MVP and not be the best player on the team. Like, let's get that out the way. He was the best player on the team. He was not the team still played through Steph. You know, with they never changed the system for him. That's the beauty of Kevin Durant. You don't have to adjust anything. He comes to your team. He's going to give you 27 of the most efficient points you've ever seen in your life. That's what he's going to do. So to act like anybody now, I know people try to do that, but unless you're talking about an elite player, nobody was going to Golden State other than Kevin Durant and being the best player on that team. Nobody was going there and winning back-to-back final MVPs. Nobody.
So you said that you can't win a final. Just to confirm, did you say you can't win a final MVP and be the best player on the team? I just want to confirm that's what you said before I keep going.
I said you wouldn't win it back-to-back years.
Okay, so thank you for the clarification. So with that, what I will say, I feel like one of those finals MVP, like I get Kevin Durant, like he was balling. I'm not gonna say that, but like you can win a final MVP, like great, cool. Like I'm not gonna hold finals MVP into that much light because we had people trying to give it to LeBron when he lost. They gave it to Iggy when he cleared, like because he held LeBron to 30 and something. They've given it to Kawhi because he held LeBron to like 28. Like, so for me, like, yeah, he won finals MVPs, but it was still clear cut to me that Steph was the best player on that team. And he was the best player on that team because without Steph there, KD and Klay don't make the finals. Maybe in 2019.
7 seconds.
They don't make the finals without Kevin Durant the next year. I know people love to think they will. If they lose Harrison Barnes, I mean, they still got a chance. But even if they go back, they don't win the finals without Kevin Durant. Period. They do not win their titles without Kevin Durant.
I do not. I don't agree only because I feel like you could say that there's still a chance. I think for sure the next year they still make it because who was in their way?
Troy.
There was nobody in their way in 2018, the Rockets. Okay, maybe I can give you that. 2019, they played the Blazers. 2017, I don't even remember the like maybe, but and then even them getting there, like yeah, you could say yeah, LeBron was gonna win. That's not a guarantee. You know, hey, they thought the Warriors were automatically gonna win 73-9. That didn't happen. It took the greatest comeback of all time to beat them. There's no guarantee that it can happen again. You can feel that way because they just lost, but there's no guarantee at all. So for me, I think they still can make the finals without Kevin Durant easily. To me, at least 2017 and 2019, they can.
It doesn't matter if they don't win because they're not going to win. They're going to go there and they're going to lose. And Stephen Curry will be showed up to the finals again when he ain't gonna have no finals MVPs because he's gonna lose. So either way, you needed Kevin Durant. Now I'm not even gonna make that the whole argument because, like I said, he wasn't the undisputed option, number one option on that team. Like he was the best player, but not undisputed. But you cannot convince me that right now because Kevin Durant hasn't fallen off. He's still a very great player. He's still very much, I don't have him top 5, but I definitely think I wouldn't argue nobody if they try to have him top 5 because he's that great. He has not fallen off. You can put Kevin Durant on the Suns, and he would be the best player on the team, and they're going to win a title. Minnesota, he would be the best player on the team, and they're going to probably win a title. Miami.
3, 2, 1. Time.
So yeah, if you put them on Minnesota, they're still not winning. If you put them on Phoenix, I wouldn't say they wouldn't win a title, but I don't know if he'd be the undisputed number one option in my opinion.
Under a minute. In the round.
I do not know he'd be the undisputed. The key word is undisputed. Miami, I can maybe give you that. I can maybe give you Miami, maybe. But even then, I still don't know if they getting past the Bucks. I don't even know if Miami's getting past the Bucks this year. I still don't know if they getting past the Bucks, even if you put KD on them next year. I don't know. Like, so for me, especially like the Minnesota thing, yeah, no, they make the playoffs again, but no, I'm not doing that. That's why we say undisputed, because I think those days of him being the undisputed are
10 seconds.
Are past him.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, we're gonna just go right into closing statements.
Gbaby.
So it's on me, right?
Yeah. So Gbaby goes first. You get 60-second closing statement.
All right. So to round it out, I think the days of KD being the undisputed number one option are past him. Even if they were here, I felt like in Golden State, he wasn't the undisputed number one option. When he was the undisputed number one option, he went to the finals once, got bounced, blew a 3-1 lead, and then he hasn't done anything since as the undisputed number one option. So I don't think going forward he can be the undisputed number one option and still win you a championship. I think those days are past him. I think because again, I don't think he's top 5 right now. I think there are players better than him. I think at this point in his career, I feel like the only team that I maybe could give him is the Suns. Maybe. Well, I don't know if I can give him Miami. Definitely don't know if I can give him Boston. He wouldn't be the first option in Milwaukee. He wouldn't be the first option if he went back to Golden State. So, to me,
5 seconds.
I don't think that KD can still be the number one option.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how you see that. Again, I don't think Kevin Durant has fell off at all. I think KD is still a very, very good player in this league. And if you put him on Utah, Atlanta, the Suns, Toronto, Miami, Memphis, Minnesota, even the Lakers, he would be the best player on those teams. And I don't even think nobody would I don't even think you can argue nobody like the Suns. You can't tell me that Devin Booker is better than Kevin Durant right now. You can't tell me that Trae Young is better than Kevin Durant right now. You can't tell me that Pascal Siakam is better. You're damn sure not telling me Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo is better than Kevin Durant. So, I don't even know what we're talking about. I could put him on Memphis. He's better than Ja. And they're going to be a title contender. So, I can't really go with you on that, bro.
Awesome. All right, guys. That's going to do it for all 3 rounds. We're going to put another poll up in the chat for round 3. I'm going to tally the votes from the judges. Hey, and, don't be afraid to drop it in the chat, bro. Who do you think won? You can drop who won what round. Who won
Yo, real quick, I'm sorry. My B, I was a little off tonight, guys. If you was on earlier show, you know why, but my B.
You're good, brother. We did great. How do you guys feel? So personally, I would just like to touch on real quick. I think the last one was really good. And honestly, as the round was going on, I was going back and forth. I think you both did very well. And you both made a lot of really good points. How are you guys feeling?
Man, great battle. You already know.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Shout out to Boowop.
No. Appreciate you, Gbaby. You already know, man. But I think I had to take that one,
And I think I took it, but I guess we're about to find out.
No.
I guess we're about to find out.
It's all love, though, man.
All right. So I have one judge's votes, and I'm just waiting on the next. Chat, what do you think?
Don't you want to bring us up and see what we felt about the battle?
Oh, you're right. Go ahead, Troy. You could go first. Troy, thoughts on all 3 rounds, man? Questions, comments?
I just want to say shout out to Just Dab for subscribing. Good fight by both of you. Very close battle. I would say that.
Yeah.
It is very, very close. Even when I'm tallying it up now, I'm going back and making sure I got it right. That's why, somebody's waiting on the vote. But, yeah, good battle, guys. And, yeah, let's see who wins.
Tough topics, spicy topics. You know, now it was closer than what I thought it was gonna be. Obviously.
Yo,
What they
right?
thought
It was a
gonna be.
lot close,
So
bro.
hey, you hear that? So what they thought it was gonna be? That's crazy.
Hey,
it's not ridiculous. But nah, but like for now, that was that good battle though. But we're gonna see it. We're gonna see the votes. Gonna see what happens.
Gbaby brought some good ammo. He did well.
Yeah, y'all wasn't expecting it. I don't know what. That's crazy. Everybody feels like it's crazy that everybody didn't expect me to come with some heat, which is crazy because it's okay though. It's okay. Just that ass who was the favorite. It clearly wasn't me.
that's my boy Joaquin. And Joaquin, it's tough to say because Gbaby's 1-0. Controversially 1-0. But Boowop
is still 1-0 in the record books.
But Boowop is like a goddamn juggernaut. So, you know, it would be arguable to say who was the favorite going in.
Who the best favorite battling?
If I win today, it's gonna.
I'm sending my vote. I'm sending my vote now.
I was like, "Hey,
Trent, I'm taking you back off the stream."
Just that. If I win today, it'll be me because I'll be 2-0.
Just a reminder. Hey, also thank you for subscribing, Joaquin. Hey, you know, once we hit 50 subscribers, we're giving away this Joe Burrow card. It's worth over $100. So make sure you subscribe. Oh, and if you gift a subscription, you get 2 spots on the wheel, 3 spots on the wheel, so you get a better chance to win. Also, if anybody wants to challenge anybody, if anybody's interested in being on the show, just let me know.
Hey, because you know I'm with all that smoke. I don't care who you is. I'm with all that smoke.
Okay, so the results are in, and it has come to a split decision. We have one judge, Boowop, one judge, Gbaby, and making his debut with a 1-0 record, we got the winner as Boowop 89. Talk to him, Boowop. Drop some B's in the chat for my boy Boowop.
Hey man, look, G, you already know, man. You know how I do, man. Look, nothing personal, man. Look,
nah, it's all good.
I'm the Terminator, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get my shit cut. All right, man. I want to kill you. No, I'm just playing. Look, hey, appreciate y'all, man. You already know, man. I do what I do, man. Just a little something. I am curious which round I about the judges voting. You know, I just want to know.
I'm curious to know who voted what and what round I lost. That's what I want to know.
So I'll be transparent. I actually had. I mean, you guys know I have a little bit of bias, but I had Gbaby in 1 and 3. I had Boowop winning round 2.
Okay.
Trent and Troy, do you guys want to reveal your how you got to your outcomes?
I had for the second round, I had Boowop losing the A-Rod and Jabri's debate. Even though I think Aaron Rodgers clears him, I think Gbaby made the better arguments to start
Bro, he did.
I think he made the better arguments talking about like the defense and stuff like that. How he threw of course Drew Brees was bugging throwing for 5K, but sometimes your defense don't pull through, and he was like bottom of the league. So you really can't put that all on Drew Brees. So I think that's where he got. I think that's where he really got you, really. And then the last part, he snuck in the numbers part. He said the numbers don't lie.
Yo,
and then I think he used. Yeah, I did, Gert, but nah, yeah. I just think
so how close did you have? I guess round 1, because honestly, the one I feel like I lost, like undoubtedly, was round 1. I don't know why, but I couldn't get my words and thoughts
How are
together.
you guys?
So I feel like going in, I was like, yeah, I lost round 1.
You asked me a question, GK?
Yeah. No, do you want to tell the fans how you arrived at your vote, or you don't have to?
Yeah, I'm safe now that we got the right winner. I'm safe to say. So you guys know I judge your five categories: the points you make, your delivery on those points, your counterpoints, your creativity in your argument, and then the facts that you use in your argument. All right. So I had Boowop taking the first round, in second round, and Gbaby, I had you taking the third round. And all 3 rounds went 3-2 in those 5 categories. So Boowop 3-2 first round, Boowop 3-2 second round, and then Gbaby was 3-2 the third round. And do you want to know what chat thought?
Yes.
please.
So
Let's say it.
chat had Boowop winning first round. Only 3 people voted. It was 2-1. Boowop
You guys
winning.
got to vote.
Right. Boowop won the second round, 3 votes to 2, and then Gbaby won the third round, 2 votes to 1.
So the first round I had super close. I literally was like tie, and I was like, well, I can't make it a friggin' tie. So, but yeah, it was almost unanimous though. Boowop, awesome job. Gbaby, any dispute? How you feeling?
To be honest, no, because like I said, I still think Donovan Mitchell's not a top 5 shooting guard. But I felt it like for whatever reason when I was trying to get my points out, I felt like I was struggling to do it, but I don't know why, because literally they were all in front of my face. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand. Like as soon as we ended, I thought in my head, I was like, yeah, I probably lost that one because my delivery was not great. Like for whatever reason, I struggled. I thought Aaron Rodgers and KD, I thought I did great though. Like so I was like, I probably lose in round 1. So I felt like I had to come hard on 2 and 3. I thought I did that, but I understand.
No, it was a great battle. I would love to see a rematch. I thought it was really, really like all 3 rounds I thought were fairly close, and some were even like super close.
Yeah. I knew I lost round 1 though, in my opinion. I knew I lost round 1 because I couldn't get my points out. I felt like I was struggling to say what I needed to say, and it was getting on my nerves in my head. But yeah.
Okay, and then just before we wrap up, do either of you want to call anybody out? Anybody you want to come see in the fade room?
Well, Damie just hit me up and he said he need that Gbaby versus Day. So.
Oh, all right. So
okay.
Everybody hear that?
Me and Dan can get at it. I can go at him. Shout out.
Only thing is that you might have to wait because ATN is up next for Gbaby.
Dang, everybody want to battle me. That's crazy.
Everybody wants to come after G.
I don't even be that nasty, bro. Everybody want to come at me, but it's all right. I'll take all the smoke. Shout out Just That. I feel like he's the only person who agrees with me. So shout out to you.
Okay, so
what's going on, Aaron?
To wrap it up, if anybody is interested in being a contestant on the Fade Room, just hit us up. If there's any topics you want to look for in the Fade Room, hit us up. If there's any matchups you want to see, hit us up. It's all in the Discord. Just let us know what you want to see, and we'll try to make it happen. For Trent, myself, Troy, Gbaby, and Boowop from the Sideline Podcast, thank you guys very much.